In our world, we are presented with many problems. Albert Einstein gave great advice in this matter when he said, "Problems cannot be solved by the level of knowledge or awareness that created them. We have to get outside our box, and a mystic sees beyond the box to what has been hidden or forgotten." My name is Sharon Raji Maynard. It was curiosity that took me on a radical search for answers, and those answers came from ancient ones in spiritual worlds. Their knowledge foundations this podcast. Come as you are to see situations through my eyes as we sit together. Diversity is a natural condition within humanity, and hearing diversity expands our capacities and our awareness. Listen to a mystic's view to hear, to be enhanced, and to consider other possibilities. I welcome you to this week's journey. Thanks for coming along. Ever thought to yourself, something is wrong with me? You will remember that in episode number 2, we looked at the water protectors at Standing Rock and did more than reflect on the many injustices that have been inflicted upon the native tribes. We became time travelers to use our imaginations to go back to an earlier event and create new solutions, actions from compassion rather than fear, blame, and destroy. When we change the past, several things happen. First, by changing thoughts, words, and actions, new energy imprints are inserted into the mass psyche. That energy stream exists from that point in the past. Second, that imprint begins broadcasting new vibrations, new patterns, creating a resonance field that causes new possibilities from that past point into our present. Third, by introducing new concepts and skills into the past, the limiting energies from the previous imprint are transformed, they are healed, thereby stopping the broadcast of the seed of fear, violence, and injustice. The new actions that Native American families are taking at Standing Rock are very important and valuable. And by using the power of our imagination to create a new imprint, we bring new patterns and energy foundations from the past to support their actions in the present. In addition, removing the violence through this healing stops the flow that has fed repeating violence and injustice. Imagination foundations and underpins their efforts in powerful ways. We are now on episode number 4, and in this podcast, we're going to look at the destructive condition we call addiction. At one point in time, addiction was considered an indication of moral weakness. It was seen as debauchery, sinful living, and there is no doubt that addictions, the behaviors, attitudes associated with it are destructive, even though initially the self-medicating seems to soothe. I do not claim to have a magic key to end addictions. In fact, I laugh when I read or hear of somebody else who proclaims that they have the answer to end disease, addictions, detrimental situations in one tidy process. Because like most detrimental, deep-seated situations in life, addiction is multifaceted and requires a multifaceted protocol to bring its end. When you view life as a mystic, you are taking a broader view, a deeper look, a long timeline look of the individual. You're looking at group influence, inherited patterns, as well as imprints held within the mass consciousness of humanity and individual personal subconsciousness. Thousands have known the pain that comes when all that they know to do still ends in a loved one's disease or death. However, there are pieces we can add, and I'm going to share a mystic's one. In a mystic's world, life does not begin with birth. The life force that some call soul or spirit or child of God is aware, intelligent, creative, and ultimately has chosen experiences of many kinds. This earth life is one of many along the individual soul's timeline. Because a soul is magnificent, intelligent, and expects to accomplish, there are plans laid for an earth incarnation that are well considered and laid. Those plans are made in the unseen world beyond earth. They are made within conversations with other souls. It is a jointly created set of possibilities, goals, and outcomes. The discussions in those spiritual realms are made with others who become part of the incarnating soul's team, the spiritual team beyond the earth region, and they are committed to the well-being and accomplishment of their friend. A mystic understands that there are multiple aspects included in the plans, and it relies heavily on the ability of those on Earth to communicate with the off-planet team. And they also understand that Earth body suit that carries the soul through the experiences is critical. Currently, most of humanity considers the body and the soul as the I of a person, the body suit having precedence. In fact, many, even those who believe there is a difference and that the soul exists after the body dies, they still focus on the body and have lost the skills of identifying soul's presence, purpose, and connections. And that is information for another podcast. In this one, what is important is that the bodysuit was designed in worlds before souls stepped onto the planet. The blueprint is a spiritual blueprint and took into consideration that the heavy vibrations of Earth would feel very dark, very entrapping to the lighter vibrations of soul. The body was to be the interface between walking the earth and the insight, clarity, and commitment of those at Command Central off-planet. Early in the incarnation of soul members onto the planet, outside forces coming from agendas of greed, usury, and control crippled the bodysuits and then replaced them with a version that furthered their agendas. Another story for another podcast. So, when souls coming into the crippled or replaced bodysuits settled into their vehicle, began to look for the switches, connections, gear that they had expected, they began to find them missing. Their ability to have easy and clear conversations, connections to their control central were hazy, and the expansiveness was gone. Immediately their call went out, something is wrong here. And because the connections were crippled, there was no answer, and therefore no means of correction. Their calls over the eons have changed from something is wrong here to something is wrong with me. I'm all alone here in this dangerous place. I am disconnected from God. And a deeper inner wound screams out for solace, a basic component of addictions. Those souls who have done best in that crippled state are those born into societies that kept them close within the community, loved, cradled, and those who intentionally connected them to the earth as part of the greater. Certainly not our developed communities. So today we are going to use our imagination to time travel back to that first soul who called out. You can also include your soul at birth to transform your inner wound. So close your eyes. Breathe yourself into that calm place of imagination. We're going to a long ago time and place to write new actions, to create a new story. Breathe and imagine this soul surrounded by loving family, teams in the world beyond Earth. They know that the birth is near. Time has been set. Parents are planted in place. And a review has been made of the goals. Sense the soul's excitement and apprehension. Imagine those around, smiles, cheers, appreciations. I will be there soon. And then the moment. The soul moves into the final phase of check through and then a smooth slide into the physical body. Sense the smile as the soul tries to arrange and fit into the small vehicle. Settling in, then a short rest. The soul breathes and takes some time and reaches out, turns on the switches to activate the codes. And finds them missing. No panic. Look again. Missing. Be calm. Remember the protocol. Missing. Deep breath. Turn to the communication channel. Broadcast. Something is wrong here. Goes out. Into dead space. No response. And then panic begins. Calls continue. The heaviness of Earth's environment comes and goes. Something is wrong. Escalate. And now, freeze frame the situation. Breathe and relax. In your imagination, be the connection channel to the soul's central control. And answer, we hear you. We are here. We are ready to create solutions. You are not alone. Continue sending that message to the frantic soul until the message is received. The connections are made through you. Now listen to the conversation between the soul in Earth body and spiritual control central. All of the information about the crippled systems, the limited functions, and hear solutions coming. The codes of a new blueprint, an upgraded divine blueprint for the body is created. Sense the soul and the body relax. Give feedback. And the codes for the upgrade is downloaded. The bodysuit begins to resonate to the new program. Imagine tests being run. Changes made until the soul in the body smiles, cheers, and affirms that everything is on target. Then the new systems are sealed, channels are secured, and stronger shields of protection and spiritual alignment placed. A new story. Leaving the past to reframe, to heal the old, imagine yourself at soul level anticipating your birth. Move gently into your current body at the birth stage. Imagine checking out the systems, the channels, and knowing that something is wrong here. Hear your team say, we hear you, talk to us, we're taking notes, we're creating a solution. Then relax into the process until you sense everything is on target. seal, and activate the new codes. Breathe these new vibrational corrections with new clarity and renewal for your life. By traveling through time, you have participated in a powerful healing to create an alternative energy flow, a new story. New possibilities will emerge in the physical. Thank you for being on the journey.